Welcome to my channel. Think happy, be happy.
The Emperor's new clothes. Any years ago there lived an emperor who loved new clothes. He spent all his money on them. He didn't care about palaces, armies, or traveling abroad. All he was interested in was looking good. He had a different outfit for every hour of the day and was always to be found in his enormous dressing room, admiring himself in front of gigantic mirrors. The emperor's home city was huge and bustling. Every day people came from all over the world to do business and see the sights. One day, two men arrived from a far-off land who said they were weavers, but not ordinary weavers, the most amazing weavers in the world. They could weave cloth with astounding colors and patterns, but only clever people could see it. To anyone who was stupid or not good enough for their job, it was invisible. When news of the incredible fabric reached the emperor's ears, he decided he must have some at once. If I wore clothes made of that magic material, I would be able to tell who among my subjects was clever and who was stupid, he thought to himself, his eyes gleaming. The emperor summoned the two weavers and gave them a huge sum of money so they could buy what they needed and get going. They straight away demanded the finest silk and the most expensive gold and silver thread. Then the emperor provided them with a room in the palace to work in, which was set up with two looms. He gave all his servants strict instructions that the weavers were to have whatever they asked for and were not to be disturbed. Then the two men began their work. Everyone was extremely curious and excited. News of what was going on had spread throughout the entire city, and all the people couldn't wait to see the beautiful fabric and find out just how clever or stupid their neighbors were. Inside the palace, the servants gave themselves all sorts of tasks and errands which would take them down the corridor past the room where the weavers were hard at work. "They are very busy," they whispered to each other. "We can hear their shuttles flying along non-stop." But if anyone was lucky enough to get a glimpse inside the workroom, they were shocked. Instead of seeing stunning colors and amazing patterns, they saw nothing at all. The looms appeared to be empty. Of course, no one said anything to anyone else because they did not want to be thought stupid. Instead, they would say, "I got a peep at the weavers' fabric and it was truly enchanting." Or, "Those weavers are brilliant, you know, their fabric is beyond compare." And so all sorts of rumors spread about the miraculous cloth and interest built to a fever pitch until the people of the city could talk of nothing else. After weeks of waiting, the weavers sent out news that the fabric was ready. The emperor was desperate to see it, but he forced himself to wait after all. Seeing it on the loom would be a wonderful surprise, but seeing it for the first time when it was made up into clothes would be even better. So the weavers called for scissors and pins and shut themselves away to make the finest outfit the emperor had ever owned. Each night they filled their workroom with candles so they could stay up late, cutting and sewing. At last, the weavers announced they were finished. As they were ushered into the emperor's dressing room, he could hardly contain his excitement. Balanced on the weavers' outstretched hands were large, flat parcels of tissue paper that appeared to be as delicate as gossamer and as light as air. The weavers laid them out extremely carefully. "Are you ready, Your Imperial Majesty?" they asked the emperor, who was far too thrilled to speak. He just nodded and clapped his hands. The two weavers delicately opened the tissue paper parcels and stood back so the emperor could admire his new clothes. "Well, what do you think?" they asked. "Aren't they splendid? Look at the detail of the patterning on the jacket and the rich colors in the trousers. Notice how the threads of the shirt shimmer and shine in different lights. See the contrasting stitching along the collar and pockets, and regard how the cloak flows. These really are the most handsome clothes in all your empire." The emperor stood there, stunned. He could see nothing at all. "This is terrible," he thought to himself. "Am I stupid? Am I not fit to be emperor? His heart thumped away in his chest in a panic and little beads of sweat broke out on his forehead. He said, and he cleared his throat, trying to find his voice. Ahem. Yes, I see it all. The fabric is indeed most wonderful. The clothes are truly marvelous, miraculous even. Oh yes, gorgeous, really gorgeous. Thank you. And the emperor went on giving compliments as the weavers held up the jacket and shirt and trousers for him to admire, while he saw nothing but thin air between their hands. The weavers were highly pleased. The emperor awarded each of them a medal to wear on their chest and announced that from then on, they each had the title of imperial court weaver. He paid them a fortune for their work and the two men went away bowing, most delighted. Then it was time for the emperor to put his new outfit on. There was to be a special procession through the city, so everyone could see and admire the weaver's work. The emperor took off his clothes and his closest and wisest advisors pretended to help him dress in each of the new garments, for they couldn't see anything either. The emperor turned round and round in front of his mirrors. "Well, I suppose I am ready," he said nervously. "How do I look?" "Stunning, Your Excellency," his advisors assured him, and they pretended to pick up the end of his cloak and followed him out into the streets. How everyone gasped and clapped as the emperor paraded along. "Wonderful, Your Grace! What style!" the crowd called out, although they couldn't see anything at all. Then all of a sudden a little child's voice piped up, calling out, "But he has nothing on." Whispers rustled through the crowd like fire. "He has nothing on. The emperor has nothing on." The emperor shivered, for it seemed that they were right, although he could not admit it. He lifted his head higher and walked even more proudly, and the wise advisors held on tighter to the cloak that wasn't there at all.
Please subscribe my channel and encourage me to upload more videos.
Like, comment, share, subscribe and press the bell icon and never miss another update.